Hello, today we're just going to be going over this new game called Tabs. So the early access released a couple days ago. I've had a really fun time with it currently, but as I figured out, it's not just a goofy game, it is also a strategical game, and you literally have to put your brain to be able to defeat the campaign. So today I'm just going to be going over quantity versus quality and the categories in which each of these fits in. So right now we're going to start with the quantity units. So wait, nah, I should do something else. Instead I should explain what quantity and quality is. So quality is basically a unit that has a dramatic effect even by itself, while quantity is a unit that does not create a dramatic effect on the battle by itself. So let's start with quantity. So these are so it's first of all we have the spear thrower, which is obviously quantity because just using one of them won't really do a whole big effect on the battle. Up next we have the stoner. I'm not really sure whether to characterize this one as quantity or quality, because he does have a little effect on the battle. He's kind of a mini catapult, which I ranked quality, but I decided that he isn't too powerful by himself against a group, so in this case, using multiple of them would be far more effective and changes the battle far more than if you just use one of these. And he's also pretty cheap, so that's why I selected him to be quantity. If you are oh yeah, by the way, if you disagree with me or anything, I would like some positive criticism in the comments. So here we just have the normal archer and the frost archer. I characterize these both as quantity because, well, they're like it's best to just using a single one of them won't really change the battle all too much, and they're rather similar. The frost archer just slows down their opponents. Alright, let's move on to the infantry now. So the clubber, obviously he is going to be quantity because using a single one won't really change the battle all too much. So the same can be said for the farmer. Now the hay baler, you could be confused why I ranked this one as quantity, but if you think about it, using one of these, even against archers, won't really change the battle too much, and they're far more superior whenever they're used in quantity. Next we have the swordsman, or as I like to call him, the crusader. So yeah, he's basically just infantry. He's not too good all by himself, and it's usually best to use him with a couple of his buddies. So that's why I ranked him as quantity also. Next we have the hoplite. So although he does look really cool, he is still quantity. He's not that good of a unit actually. The brawler right here can actually easily defeat him, and he doesn't look as cool. So yep, looks are not everything. And yes, it's best to use the hoplite with his buddies. So up next we have the simple brawler. This unit is actually really much underestimated in my opinion, but it is still quantity because using a single one won't really change the battle all too much. And then we have the Sarisa. The Sarisa is, well, using one Sarisa won't really change the battle all too much, but it is a really good first charge unit, but it's still going to be classified. I'll go over like classifications later. So, yep, not the hoplite, the halfling. Obviously the pure example of what quantity is. Obviously he's not going to change the battle at all, almost, if he's just used by himself. So commonly, you're just going to have a halfling charge. The headbutter is up next, and yeah, she has to charge with her buddies, or else she's gonna be dead. And then we have the berserker, right here, and although he does tactically change the battle a lot, the unit composition and strength of himself isn't like enough to be considered quality. And then we have the Valkyrie, which looks like quality, although usually Valkyries are used in multiple units. Although it may be like maybe 4 Valkyries to beat a level. Well, not beat a level, but like use for your support in the level. You still use usually multiple Valkyries, and 1 Valkyrie is usually not enough to make too much of a dramatic change for a battle. And then we have the Shield Bearer right here. Definitely quantity, because he has to be used with his buddies or else he'll be easily outflanked and killed. Then we have the Priest. So you could argue this is quality, but he is usually like, his healing abilities aren't strong enough, in my opinion, to be considered quality, and he's usually multiple priests are used in order to support. And yeah, he is really supportive of actually quality. And then we have the, oh shoot, I forgot his name. Yeah, the Protector. So the Protector is just similar to the Shield Bearer. He can be outflanked easily unless he's used by other Shield Bearers. So yep, that is quantity. So next up we have quality, and I used multiple of these, but that's because I'm also going to be going over categories today. So I'm not going to like go over the ship twice, for example. So first up, we have the Shaman, and using one of these does dramatically change the battle, so it's obviously going to be used as quality, I'm sorry. The Harvester also is quality. She also changes the battle. Now, this unit right here, what's the name? Yeah, the Potion Seller. I'm sorry, this game is still new, I'm not really sure. I just want, like, if you have any suggestions or anything, or like better tactics, please post that in the comments. So, yeah, she changes the battle dramatically, really commonly. And although she is cheap, kinda, for quality, she is still quality. And then we have the Scarecrow. So the Scarecrow obviously changes up the battle a lot. Can wreck quantity really easily with his Scarecrows. The Catapult, well, it's a catapult. It's obviously quality because this unit is a game changer in a battle just by itself. And then we have Zeus, who's very good against quantity, and well, he does change the battle so dramatically, so because of that he's definitely going to be quality. So this unit, the ship, the Viking ship, although it is like a couple of units on it, it's still considered like one unit. And for this reason, it is going to be considered quality, because one of these could definitely change the battle by wrecking a bunch of infantry, or archers, or cavalry, or whatever. So yeah. The next up is the Wheelbarrow. So yeah, this one is also multiple units, but it does change the battle, and it really messes up formations also. So yep, that's why he's quality also. And what you may be surprised is that I put the Snake Archer here, but let me explain. Sorry for the cough. So if this unit is actually pretty good, because the snake would usually go over and like past a battle line, and it could really mess up a lot of ranged units in the back. Like, this unit is really good against catapults and ballistas. So, and it does change the battle, and that's why I like to classify this. Although the unit is weak themselves, it is still quality in my opinion. So next up we have the Ballista, and the guy looks really happy to fire it. So the Ballista, oh dear, we have an evil Zeus. Alright, what a fun glitch. So yeah, he can be really dramatic, and he changes the battle commonly, especially if the opponent uses quality units. He's not too good against quantity though. So right here we have the Chieftain, or at least I think that's how you pronounce it. So this one is obviously quality because he can wreck people with his dual battle axes. Next up we have the knight, and the knight, well, he's like, these are obvious. This section right here is obviously quality, and this quality section is, well, yeah, let's just go over it anyway. So the knight, so he's basically tough, and he can change the battle. The king, also obviously quality. The minotaur, oh, wait, you know what? Yeah, I forgot something. Let's just put this, the minotaur, also in this section. Yeah, he's right here. Right here. Yep, that's good. So we were here. So the minotaur, he's also pretty good. He can headbutt, and he does take damage, and he does change the battle. The Jarl has a lot of health. His axe does really good damage, can knock out most of these in like just 1 or 2 hits. And yeah, we already went over the Harvester. Yep, we went over these guys already. Yep, and that. And yes, I like to also address the Mammoth. Obviously quality. He's big, and his tusks, or yeah, they're tusks, they can just wreck people. And he is a really big game changer if he arrives to a battle. So now we're just going to be going over sections. So right here we have the ranged section for quantity. So what the ranged section is basically like the ones who can like have ranged. They don't really excel in close quarters, but they're more of a far range unit. Over here we have the basic infantry. I'll tell you why I won't use the shield bearer or the protector, or these units either. So these guys are just usually normally speed, and they're pretty reliable. Well, of course, if used in quantity. This is the charger section, and I'd like to dedicate a section to this because formations are actually really important in this game if you want to be successful in combat. And the chargers are mess up formations, so that's why I think it's best to give them their own section. So it's obvious that the halfling charges, the berserker discharges, and the Valkyrie discharges in messing up formations. And right here I have support. So obviously the shield bearer doesn't do a lot of damage. He just kind of puts the opponents where he wants them, or at least where the player wants them, if he uses them properly. And the priest just heals, so that's why they are going to be classified as support units. Alright, over here we have the anti-quantity section. The anti-quantity section it just excels in killing quantity really quickly. So the ship, just if tossed on quantity, will kill a lot of units really quickly. Zeus just chain lightnings, kind of like the Tesla unit from the Alpha build. The catapult does area of effect damage, which obviously is bad against, really good against quantity. The potion seller, which also does area of effect damage. The harvester, which can hit multiple units at once with one swing. The shaman, who just he makes spikes come out of the ground and could mess up a bunch of quantity. And then we have the scarecrow, who just sends his crows out. Yeah, he's good enough in this section. So then I also have a ranged section right here, so all of these people can throw stuff. I also classified the wheelbarrow here, which is the only confusing one. Well, that's just because this guy right here, who looks really silly, throws apples, so he is ranged after all. This evil Zeus. Alright, so right here, I like to classify this section as the tanks. So these guys are just infantry that have a lot of health, and they basically just, they're sturdy, reliable, and they'll just stay in the front. They're like going to be the last ones to die in the front lines commonly. Over here, we have the charger section, which messes up formations, kind of similar to the quantity section. And over here, we have the anti-quality section. These guys are good against messing up quality. So the reason why I include her here, I should use her name, the potion seller here, is because they also can confuse quantity really easily by just throwing their potions. The ballista, obviously, a really good counter to quality. And then we also have the king, which is the best melee quality unit, well, in my opinion, except for the mammoth, of course. So he's also anti-quality because he can like almost kill any quality unit except for the mammoth. But the mammoth is so the mammoth is just a simple section, in my opinion. He's good at messing up infantry. He fits actually in a lot of these sections. He's a charger, he's anti-infantry, anti-quality, so I don't want to include Mammoth in any of these or else it's going to be a little hard to see these units. So the Mammoth is just kind of his own section. So yep, I guess that's it for now. I hope I taught you kind of what section. So this is just kind of like, I know it's kind of like teaching, so it's not going to be really fun in the beginning, but the reason why I want to address this is because I'm going to be making future videos in which I'm going to explain like what each unit does, and knowing in which section it is really helps you out, and knowing whether it's quantity or quality. So yep, I guess that's it for today. I'm a beginning YouTuber, so of course my content may not be really good. And yep, I guess that's it. I guess this video is a bit too long though, so that's okay. Bye.